Sean right here for Generation Iron. I'm at the Pro-Tan booth at the 2017 Mr. Olympia weekend with IFBB Pro Guy Cisternino, who's in a very unfamiliar position, standing here fully dressed. It's not typical, but we are at the Olympia. How does it feel standing on the sidelines this year?
Hate it.
In what capacity? Because some people say they were relieved because they can actually breathe and exhale and take it all in.
When you're a competitor and you're at the, it's like being a football player and having to sit in the stands and watch the Super Bowl happen.
Right.
You want to be there. You know, I was qualified. My name was on the list, but you know, due to the burns that happened before New York, you know, I had to do what was best for my body and recover. And you know, I haven't had an off season in 7 years, so I said, you know what, fuck it, I'm going to take the year off and you know, sideline it for the rest of the year. But it definitely brings a different perspective.
Let's talk about the burns, because some people weren't there. I remember when it happened, but tell us what happened as you were competing.
So, I was been sick all year, just been battling, you know, like, you know, when the seasons change from like winter to spring to fall to all that, I always get sick, and I'm allergic to a lot of medications. So I was on, I forget what they gave me, but I went tanning on Sunday. But I've been having these weird, like, black and blues for the past year, but I didn't know what it was. I don't really stop competing. You know, I compete nonstop, unlike a lot of guys, which I think is bullshit. But so what happened was I started my meds, and then on Sunday I tanned, and then all of a sudden I started noticing that I started almost like a sunburnish feeling, and then as the time went on, Wednesday came and I felt horrible, and the marks turned like black. So I went to the ER. Wednesday, and then Thursday I got out, and then I felt better because they gave me some like pain meds to kill what they didn't know was wrong. They thought it was just an allergic reaction. Come to find out, the antibiotics I was taking, plus tanning in the tanning bed, caused a phototoxic reaction, and it essentially burns you from the inside out. So anybody that ever ignores the sign in the tanning beds that's saying, like, if you're taking these meds, don't tan, don't ignore them, because you'll fuck yourself up pretty good.
It took you out of the competition, and obviously that's got to be a painful way to have to sit on the sidelines. But now we're here, and some people say it's a breath of fresh air because you can appreciate what the fans actually mean to the sport. You can appreciate what the athletes actually go through to get to the Olympia, and not to mention, you can visually see how great the guys that you actually stand next to are and what you have to come up against a year from now if you should come back. So what are we looking at? Are we looking at the creme de la creme, or are some of these guys kind of not as good as you thought they were?
Honestly, man, I mean, I've been to a lot of Olympias, and even as a 212 guy, I'm not always in the audience for the 212 because I'm competing, but I'm a fan, so I'm always watching as much as I can, but it's backstage on a monitor, not in the seats. And you know, as when you're a professional, or you can get pretty close to the stage.
Sure.
But man, I was just, you know, overall, I don't know if there's something in the water this year, but there was a lot of guys that were off, and I was excited because I was seeing Sean's progression, Rodin's, I was seeing Ramy's progression. Ramy was sending me photos. Right. You know, Phil's the one that kind of just doesn't really, he hides himself.
Sure.
But you know, when I was seeing Phil and Ahmad and everybody get ready, and Flex Lewis, and it was like really the only guys that impressed me were my most impressive physique, honestly, was, you know, classic physique. Those guys, top 5 look great in my opinion.
Absolutely.
That was a battle. That's a battle. That's the shit that I want to see. Honestly, the most impressive improvement that I saw, and you could disagree, was Jose Raymond.
Okay, so that's going to motivate you to do what? What's happening for you coming back?
Whooping his ass.
And when's that going to happen? I mean, he's not a spring chicken.
Nope.
This might be his last show, as far as we know.
He's got like 1 foot in a banana peel, 1 in new.
Are you challenging him right now? Because look into the camera, tell him what you want him to know.
Oh, so I'm going to fuck you up next year, bro.
East Coast versus East Coast. Guy Cisternino laying down the gauntlet while Jose Raymond is doing the business. So where will we see you on stage again? I'm
debating the Arnold next year. If I haven't had an off season in 7 years, even though I know you're one against having off seasons, but I've been competing at the Olympics since 2011. We're now 2017 is the first time I missed it. So if I'm having a progressively good off season, then I'll take a little more time and gain more muscle.
You haven't had an off season in 7 years?
So I've been competing nonstop. I mean, you want a month or two.
Okay.
But I don't, that's not an off season to me.
Yeah.
You know, most of these guys compete 1 or 2 times a year, that's it, you don't see them, they're ghosts.
Right.
I'm constantly going, even open shows I did this year. So I love, if you're a competitor, you compete. It's simple. And I like competing. I like being on stage. I like being around my fans. I enjoy this shit. And I think more of the guys need to get out of their fucking eggshell and show their faces on these stages more often.
All right, guys, calling you all out for 2018. We'll look for Guy Cisternino. Right now, we're headed to the Mr. Olympia. Tonight, the finals will take place, and we will have potentially a new 212 winner, or is this a lock for James Flex Lewis?
No, I think the most impressive guy to improvements was Jose.
Okay.
If I was judging it, I think it's going to be close between Flex and Jose, but I have Flex 1, Jose 2, and I would, Ahmad, I was waiting to see his improvements, and I didn't see him. He's thick, he's built like a brick shithouse, but the legs just weren't there for me, and he's a great guy. Me and him are very tight, but you know, when I speak about bodybuilding, you know, a lot of people get butthurt, but cut the heads off, take out the personality, you talk about their bodies. Some people can't take it. If you can't take the criticism, I mean, it is what it is, but I would have Flex 1, Jose 2, and Ahmad 3, 4th, maybe that guy Luke, the new guy.
We're going to find out.
Yeah,
stay tuned.
And open, who fucking knows?
All right, well, stay tuned to Generation Iron. We'll bring you all the contests, highlights, and results. For Guy Cisternino, I'm Sean Ray.